1-year review of my Ablecraft 2008 Jeep JK Wrangler 3.8 liter V6 that made it to a 6-speed manual transmission. Well, it's been 1 year, folks. I put about 6,000 miles on it, roughly in about 13 months. Easy, carefree miles. It's been a pleasure owning this vehicle. It's been in the family now for about 3 years. It was owned by another fella for about 10 years prior to that, based on the Carfax I pulled. That person apparently didn't do any four-wheel driving with it, and my family, well, they don't do any of that sort of thing either. So I picked it up for I kept it in the family, and it's mine. And I'm glad I did. I made the switch. It can do everything that my Ford Ranger, and that red, if you've seen my Ford Ranger review, it can do everything that, but on a slightly smaller scale. Little quick interior specs: 4 feet from the passenger seat to the tailgate is 4 feet long. With interior cargo capacity is 3.3 feet 8 inches wide. So I've had a lawnmower in this and all my tools. You can easily carry that nice and covered and secure. So what have I done to keep this vehicle really well, other than I would consider periodic maintenance? Rear differential fluid change, front differential fluid change, inspected the brakes, replaced the front rear brake pads, rotors on the rear. What else? Did 3 oil changes, just to because I'm kind of crazy like that. And I tightened up any leaks that I could find, which was just for coming from the upper oil pan. That was it. Then I went ahead to just really take care of the underbody. If you've seen in my other series, the 4-part series of the underbody coating, you know, I got this thing to protect it and do some frame preservation. Last night, I did a fluid film, and it came out nice and tacky, nice and sticky, and still looks good. Not all dirtied up yet. That's gonna change. And you know, just in case I run into any inclement weather from being in a swamp, being in the tundra, you never know it. Being back in a desert somewhere, I want to protect the frame another 12 years plus. I tell you, the original spark plugs on this thing last 130,000 miles. If you've seen my spark plug review video on this, 130,000 miles. That's amazing. And let's see, how many miles is on this engine? We're talking probably about 130. I think 131. Yeah, okay. 131. 226. Let's see how she sounds. There it goes. Sounds pretty good. And everything works on the inside. Yep. Everything works like it should. Driver's side seat. A little bit of a push down in there. I'm gonna have to upholster that, put some cushion in there. But other than that, no biggie. Let's take a look at what's going on underneath the hood. All OEM. The only thing I changed out was the positive terminal. Put on a marine terminal there. Oops, there we go. Get it in focus. Put on a marine terminal there with, and that fixed all the issues I had with the interior dash light flickering on and off. Weird lights coming on the dashboard. And then I re-grounded. There's 2 grounds on the front, one by the positive by the power steering, There's a ground to the left of the power steering reservoir, and then right here in front of the horn there's another ground behind that. After replacing those two grounds, I had no further issues of weird electrical things going on in this Jeep. The only unnecessary repair was I replaced the clock spring. The horn wasn't working for a year, and I assumed it was a clock spring, not knowing that, because I didn't know, it was not, there were no horn buttons in place where you put that cover, where the airbag covers everything. Horn buttons, who figures? So went on, I checked the Mopar wire diagram. I said, oh, there's freaking horn buttons. So I ordered up some horn buttons for about 80 bucks, popped them all, clipped in place on the steering column. Voila, I have a horn. Go figure. The question is, why was the horn buttons removed anyway? Would never know unless I talked to one of the family members. What else can I say? I think I covered that. You're talking about $1,200 a year in insurance based on your age and what state you're living in. For full coverage, I pay 600 bucks for full coverage. You're talking about 20 miles to the gallon highway and about 17 to 18 city driving based on your driving style. What else? That's pretty much it in terms of what I can say about maybe the cost of ownership. I drive about, and that's on a full tank of gas, you're probably looking at about, you can go about 275 miles on a full tank, close to a full tank of gas. I never try to let it dip too much below a quarter of a tank, because I don't want to screw up my fuel pump and have to change that out. But anyway, I just drive it conservatively. I don't do any four-wheel driving, really. I do go on the trails. But like I said, folks, I've been very pleased with this vehicle, and it's been a good little vehicle to own. That's the DV8 tag right there. I don't know if the video will pick it up. That's what. Yeah, DV8 2434. That's what this hardtop is. And this centerpiece pops out by removing those 4 clips. There's 4 clips there. One there, and then there's two to the right and behind me. Anyway, well, folks, I just want to give you this little review of this vehicle here, and just say, hey, if you're in the market for a good Jeep, in my opinion, this has been a good Jeep for me. I used to mess around with Jeeps, the CJ7s and the TJs. They're all lifted up and crazy modified. Done some engine swaps in a day, transmission swaps. So I wanted to get a Jeep that was really unmolested. And that was probably the other main reason why I got this Jeep in the first place. It was stock. Any modifications I do, I know what I did with it, and I can grow with the vehicle through its years of ownership. Would I get a Ford Ranger again? Yes, I'm gonna get probably a small pickup truck, just because I like trucks. So why not have 2? Heck, why not have 3? Get another Jeep too. Who knows? Life is funny like that sometimes. Well, you all have yourself an Ablecraft day and a good Jeeping day, and enjoy the Jeep culture. I've always had some good waves out there driving this thing. 80 plus years of history with the Jeeps, so I just wanted to be part of it and have a good proven 4-wheel drive platform to build on. Alrighty guys, again, have you all a safe day, and do take care of yourselves.